Okay, guys, today is Sunday, April, August 27th. So let's talk about our weekly plan here, and with a um, big emphasis on the one-time framing and the balance rules that we have been talking about. So on Thursday, going into the Friday session, obviously we were into a 4-day balance that started from here. So this was the high one, um, one, two, three. Inside the here, one, two, three, four. Now we're 5 days balance. So let me put that in here. So we're into a 5-day balance. What we have here is that um, we're gonna leverage the information that I share with you uh, on Friday, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit more in detail and figure out so where the question is always like where we go from here. Okay, so the balance area, this was the low, and we were into a 4-day balance. Just to make sure everybody understands. So 4-day balance, this would be number one. This would be here number two. Uh, this was number three. Let's get the number three here. I don't want to make this video too long, but we'll go as long as we need to. This was a 4-day balance that was going into the session on Friday, and now we're on a 5-day balance. So we're on a 5-day balance here, and we see where we go from here. So the 5-day balance, and the low has shifted to here because this was the low that we just made on Friday. So I'm just gonna put it. I'm just gonna put it like somewhere like here, so I don't get in conflict with um, the other level that I got there. So I'll bring this down right here. Uh, so because we made a low here, obviously, that becomes the level that we need to watch. So 5-day balance. So now the range just switched a little bit. So 63.20, 65.25 right there, and the high stays the same. So the halfback has shifted now. That's a little lower here, right? Exactly where we same vicinity where we close, and uh, I'm gonna move these things around here. We're gonna use this for targets this time around. That's how I'm gonna highlight the targets, and then we go from there. All right, so balance. So obviously, when you look at this candles in a daily basis, I'm gonna show it to you just like if I were looking at SPX. So SPX, then we switch out to daily, uh, and then I'm gonna change this indicator here. Uh, Actually, I'm gonna do it on this chart here, SPX daily, and I'm gonna show you this, and then we're going to show you the one-time framing bars, and we want to change this over to daily. Okay, so I'm going to change this to a daily chart, and you'll see how we're in a balance. So one-time framing up, it got broken, uh, and according to this, we started one-time framing down, um, which is SPX, but we're not one-time framing down. Um, we're actually in a balance situation because we closed above it. We didn't close below that level. But anyways, we'll go back to the ES here, and we're gonna talk about what's important here. So 5-day balance. It'll be this one here, and then I go 30 minutes again, and I'm gonna hide that indicator. It's one of the most difficult things to explain sometimes. All right, so we got the indicator here. So like I said, on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day balance. Here we have a this was a um, spike from 824, which the top of the spike is 4,000. Very important number going to next week. So we're going into the last 4 sessions, the last 5 sessions, I should say. Let's take a look at the volume profile and see what we got. So this is Monday. These are RTH only candles. And we have our value area high over here, our POC right here, 4,002. And obviously we get our value area low at the bottom of that spike. So we're gonna do this week is we're gonna move our pivot to the POC, which is 4,002, which is also if you look at the balance zone, it will fall inside that 61.8 and the 0.7 of the range retracement of the Fibonacci. So that's basically how we're going to do this. We're going to use that level here for O2. So what do we have here? So first off, the reasons why you saw the market bouncing on Friday. This was a fair value gap here that we had. It was untested, and then on Friday we came down here, and then after we got down here, we exploded to the upside. So I just want to explain the reasons why sometimes situations like this happen. So we have here, sometimes it's very important to evaluate the excess that is formed at the low. So if you take a look at this low here, 43.6625, and the low here, 43.6525. So it's only 1 point, but sometimes it's all you need of excess to be able to sustain the pricing. When you see this candle like this, obviously it was because we were so close to the balance area low that the market responded in there, obviously. And you can see the change over here in the buy sell pressure. This is 30-minute bars. And you can see after we got into this area here, obviously, we started like shifting over and buy sell pressures, indicator like switched over here. You can also see how the delta came over here and the one reason why I know that we have some potential to move to the upside. If you take a look at the delta here, how low it was, and on Friday we were all the way up here. And Thursday we were higher in price, but basically we take a look on Thursday we're higher in price, but the delta was very poor in comparison to Friday. But anyways, not here to talk to you about delta. Here's the profile here. 5 days, like I said, balance high, half back, and 5 day low. So the one thing I wanted you to know is that if we sustain above 17, which is the half back 17.25, the target is likely to be the balance area high, which is the one up here, 68. So just keep that in mind because it's extremely important that we stay focused on what we need. We got a couple of single prints up here that we need to fill. There's a poor structure on the top, and we'll see how that situation gets corrected as we continue to make our way into this area here. If you trade Fibs, obviously you take a Fibonacci here from the top to the bottom, and you can see that we basically close at the 61.8, or not close, but we hit that 69.8 on Friday, and right now we're trading at 21.75, which is a little lower from that area. So I'm not going to get into a lot of discussions about Fibs, but you can take a look at it in here, and we have a gap on the top here, and we also have a contract rollover gap on the bottom here that gets filled if we were to trade at 43.03. It's a massive gap, and I think here it's a lot clearer to see the gap. If I put SPX here, you can clearly see the gap here. We got one up there, the one I was talking about, and I believe we got the one that I was showing you down here. It was very clear earlier. So let me see if I can bring it out for you because it's a contract rollover. You know what? SPX doesn't do contract rollover, so it would be really hard to for me to see. Let me take a look at it in here. So we got that gap there, and the contract rollover gap is right here in this area. It's hard to see, but this is where we are in the contract rollover from June to September. Apologize, I'm not feeling too good tonight. Anyway, so here we are. Let me make this up here. So 50% extension to the downside will get us into the contract rollover gap zone. 100% extension take us to 4261. We got to take a look and see if we have any naked PLCs from previous sessions into that area. Let's take a look at it. This is a weekly profile, and it looks like we do. So here we got, this is the 1 week profile. We got a 4290. We have a naked PLC there. 4290. It looks like we have a naked PLC up here. 4580. So we're pretty close into the 1% extension from the the balance range that we have here. I just got to make you aware that this doesn't get resolved in 1 week. Obviously, sometimes these things carry over into several weeks until price reaches that area. But the one thing I wanted to point out is areas in which price really comes back down and reacts to it. Like for example, look at this area here. This was a 4 week balance, and price got into here, and look at this here, how it came down, and from here it just bounced 43.50, and it ran up and very nicely. Uh, we closed with a spike on Thursday, and then obviously on Friday we did not close with a spike. But every time we close with a spike, it seems like the market is going into the opposite direction. But anyway, this is the balance zone that we have here, according to our plans. The ones that we post for our weekly uh, plans. Not much is going to change, but from 43.96 to obviously 43.96 to 45.2. It's not really not a lot of change. But let's take a look at the targets and see how they're going to line up. So T1 was 22. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna change T1 to 25, which is the value area high from the previous session. So I might get one of these zones here and move it over here to 25. So you can see 25 right there in the middle here. Then we're going to do, it was 44.60. We're actually going to do 44.69. So we're going to change that over a little bit, which is the top of the balance zone. And then we're going to pick the next one here. I believe I go for 44.91. 44.91. This is the high of this session here, and we have a spike in this area of 45.04, 45.06. So from 69, we're going to look for that spike to get tested on a top over here and see how that goes. So we got 45.05, 69, and 25. So very close right now to the T1 if we're pivoting from O2. On the downside, I have 43.50. We're gonna do 43.50 as well. So 43.50 right here. And the next one down, I got 43.22. 43.22. I had the obviously I'm gonna change that, and I'm gonna make it I believe it's the top of that. We're gonna go for potentially a gap fill 43.13, and then the last one that we got here, I got 42.94. 42.94. We have a POC here. We're gonna change it that. I'm gonna change that to 43. 42.88. 42.88. So that's what we have for this week in terms of targets. So I change it over a little bit, not so much, but you know, strategically speaking, we have some areas here that we also have to focus on. Like I said, look at this price here, 43.38. That is a contract rollover gap that I was talking about. Um, I think it starts in that area here from June to September. But sometimes these things cuts off. But anyways, the most important thing is understanding, that hey, if we're here and if we were to trade below this level here, 43.85, it's very likely that we see the 43.65. And also, depending on the conditions, it's very likely that we see 43.50. So your confirmation below pivot is going to be trading below 43.85, just about 15 points below that level. So yeah, that's basically what we got. We'll try to do the same for NQ, but obviously I'm not going to do a video. I'm just going to post the levels and let you guys have fun with it. So I'm going to hide all the indicators and everything, and I'm just going to leave the chart as it is so you can see what we got. Delete the profile from here, and I just leave you with all the different targets. All right, so let's have a great week and hopefully profitable as well. Hi, bye bye.